This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, nerds.
Talk about nerds.
Hey, this is Rob Weedoff. I play John Marston in Red Dead Redemption.
Hello, this is Jen Cohn, voice of Farah from Overwatch.
This is Waka.
This is Barry Bostwick, Brad Majors, in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
This is Manu Bennett, Deathstroke, the Terminator.
It's Mike Zeck, designer of the black suit Spider-Man.
This is Jay Muse, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
This is Paul Nakauchi, the voice of Hanzo.
This is Carlos Ferro, the voice of Dominic Santiago in the Gears of War franchise.
This is Big Bang Michael Lasky. You might know this voice as one of the original Red Power Rangers, as well as Colt from Three Ninjas.
Hi, this is Angela Kinsey.
What's going on, y'all? This is Mega Ran, teacher rapper hero, Writers Guild affiliate, and new Guinness World Record holder. Just want to let you know, you're listening to the Nerd Corporation.
You are listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You are listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
You're listening to Nerd Corp, and it's a podcast.
Listening to Nerd Corp Podcast.
And you're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You are listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
And you're listening to the Nerd Corp podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
You're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast. Snooch to the news.
Justice reigns from above.
Yoga waga taiki wokodo.
Sup, bitches? Chit chat.
Welcome to the Nerd. Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Know your worth, King.
I believe you dropped this. Crown.
This one should be called Know Your Worth, King.
But it's podcast day. Welcome to episode 118. It started with some nerds and a dream. 3 years of the Nerd Corporation. We've done it 3 years.
You hear that, Derek? Oh, wait.
Derek couldn't be here with us. He got the diarrhea. But yeah, man, fuck, we made it 3 years.
3 years of fun and
shooting the shit,
joy,
shooting. It's been quite the ride. It's been definitely quite the ride, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 4,080 total downloads in the 3 years that we've gotten. 37 countries, 17 of those who are active listeners.
How many?
17.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, no, we
That's sick as hell.
Yeah, I mean, most of our base comes from the UK. Like, that isn't
Really?
here. Yeah, it's the UK. It's New Zealand, I think, also. And so, you know, shout out to everybody. My buddy in the UK just hit me up, Mr. Lee Hager, who has a podcast called Chew the Fat. He is an active listener, so shout out to Mr. Lee Hager.
Oh yeah.
He was actually telling me a story about how he was one of the first ever game streamers before it was a thing.
Really?
Before the internet even happened. He used to tape himself playing Super Mario. And he was... yeah, so he would like tape himself and show his friends and stuff. So, you know, we got a pioneer listening to us.
It's funny because I forget that, like, there's people that have already heard us talk about stuff. And, like, last night, well, early this morning, I was asleep, but I got a PlayStation message from Fillmore, and it was him platining Control, and I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. I've been trying so... And I, like, messaged him back. I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get it, but this one last... He's like, yeah, I heard you say that this has been the most annoying trophy for you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he has already heard me talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so we really do appreciate you, you know, interacting with us and doing all these things.
Yeah.
You know, like I say in every anniversary episode, like, I never thought that this would be what it was.
Yeah.
You know, or what it is. I mean, you know, it was me and Dr. Nick, and and we were just, hey, let's just do a podcast, see if anybody listens, you know, and for it to have become what it became, like
it was in your, like, when I went on the show, it was, I just remember, I was like, oh, it's not going to be like in the studio or anything, but I was just like, oh, it's in Eddie's living room on his couch. Like, we were all three seated on the couch and like trying to lean in. And...
Because we only had the one mic. We only had my one little Bluebird, and yeah, dude, like I was looking at pictures, old pictures of me and Doc just sitting on the couch, like showing each other stuff and like passing stuff through each other. I can't. And now, like, I can't imagine not doing this every weekend with you guys. Like, we've become such a tight-knit family of nerds that just love to geek. Yeah, like, every, podcast day is family time, and I love the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know? But before we keep going, let's get on with some nerd news. So, I heard this in a TikTok, so I'm not gonna, like, say that this is, like, credible. But
it's all hearsay.
Yeah. So take it with a big pinch of salt. But Jim Carrey is supposed to be in talks with Marvel to be cast in the new Deadpool movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's supposed to play Madcap, which
I didn't know that that's what you were gonna go with, because I also heard that Ace Ventura 3 is in development.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
Busy man.
But yeah, and so yeah, he'd be playing the role of Madcap, which is like this like super clowny like villain. He's just kind of he's pretty much Deadpool, just like turned up to 10 and like super flamboyant. I'll pull up a picture for you, but yeah. So if that
Deadpool 3, then.
In Deadpool 3, yeah. So if that happens, cool. Also, Ace Ventura 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know if also a sequel to The Mask was happening. I don't know if I heard that or imagined it or dreamt it.
The Ace Ventura thing is weird because it seems like he's kind of past that. But then I thought like that demeanor, like that irreverent humor type deal that he had going on with those movies.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remembered he did Dr. Robotnik and Sonic, and he's just Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
The Jim Carrey version of that character.
Yeah, his DNA is like all over that character. Yeah. And the sequel to Sonic is in production right now too. So man, that man decided to take a break and then just came back balls to the wall.
He went on a sabbatical because it was like he was in the news and all these like video clips of him being like, yeah, the universe is so big and it really just matters like what's in your brain and shit. And I'm like,
yeah,
this guy's playing 4D chess in his own brain by himself. Like, he's going some and he said some. I think he said some poignant shit, but it would. I kind of miss. I don't want to say woke Jim Carrey, but self-aware Jim Carrey.
Sentient Jim Carrey.
Sentient, yeah. God being Jim Carrey.
Deviant Jim Carrey.
So, I have to know what's up with the Snyder Cut.
Oh, bro.
Does it do what it needed to do?
Absolutely.
I am only about partway through, so keep that in mind.
I mean, you get...
I kind of want to watch it. I don't fucking know why. I kind of want to watch it.
So far, it's really good, actually.
Like, Cyborg and Flash, they get way more shine than they did in the original.
And this is the movie where those two characters are prominent, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Marvel where I have 3 fucking movies of each superhero to watch. No. Okay. Because I saw Batman vs. Superman, and unfortunately that movie was so bad that I still remember most of it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I could just jump right into...
You can totally jump right into it. Yeah, I mean, there's no... Like, this isn't... Like, the DC...
You don't even have to have seen the original Justice League to watch this.
Like, fuck that.
It's so... Like, it's so crazy. Like, the vision that Zack Snyder had versus the vision that Joss Whedon had. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love Joss Whedon, and I love...
Joss Whedon is the one that did Age of Ultron, right?
I think so.
I think Joss Whedon also do, like, Buffy and all those...
Yeah, he did Buffy and Angel and Firefly.
So, like, he does good stuff.
Yeah, he does great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and,
It sounds like he didn't with that first cut of Justice League.
Oh, no. You'd be amazed, because there were... there was a lot of like talk about which scenes, like they say, like the good scenes in the first Justice League.
Yeah.
And I say that with air quotes. That, you know, most of those scenes belong to Joss Whedon. You know what I mean? Those are the added scenes that Joss added to his cut.
Yeah.
But like if you look at Zack Snyder's cut, like a lot of those good scenes are still in the movie, which means they're his. Yeah. They were his scenes.
There's some great shots in this movie.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I want to say stuff, and I have this like really burning question that I want to ask, but I don't know if I should ask it just yet. If you guys are planning on watching,
I don't give a fuck, dude. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's confusing me because initially in the start of the movie, you see the end of Justice League where Superman's, you know,
Batman versus Superman.
So that's the nightmare, right? It's the Batman nightmare.
No.
Okay.
No, this is the end of Batman versus Superman where.
Oh my. Okay, that's why I've been confusing the two movies, because the way I saw it, where I was like, oh, okay, so Superman's dead, so they fought, you know, Doomsday, but the whole Justice, like most of them were there, right?
Well, it was just Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Okay. Now I'm less confused because I'm sitting here like, wait, if they already did this, then why is he going to find them again?
Yeah,
like, that's what I was. So now it makes sense, but it's also Darkseid instead of Doomsday. Yeah. There's a fantastic shot though when.
Wait, whoa, what? It's Darkseid at the end of Batman versus Superman?
No, it's Doomsday at the end of Batman.
Because it's Doomsday, Doomsday that kills Superman.
Right, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, you see Darkseid.
Yeah, because he's the new guy, but he wasn't in the original.
No.
He was that fucking weird looking
Steppenwolf. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who gets
fucking Fallout looking dickhead.
Who gets the best fucking upgrade.
Really?
Yeah, like
I was looking at like some of the action scenes and that like there's like fucking blood and shit, like it's gory. And Batman says the fuck word
twice.
God damn it.
Cyborg
dude, I'm a staunch defender of Ben Affleck Batman.
Me too,
dude. I
dude.
fucking loved him.
There's this
Batman.
one scene where Wonder Woman's tracking down Cyborg and like he shows up and it's really cool because she's walking through the city and all the lights shut off and then he shows up and she's like, the world needs you, and he just looks at her and goes, fuck the world.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
the Edge.
I was like, oh, where's Edgelord Robin when you need him, dude?
Right? Yeah, fuck Batman.
So
I love that fucking TV show, by the way. Titans, it was so good.
Yeah. So how do you feel about Leto's Joker now?
I have not seen it.
He hasn't seen it yet.
I'm not quite to that point.
But I have seen it, and I'm not, no spoilers, I'm not going to say what's been said or anything, even though it's not really, it's hardly anything to spoil. He basically just speaks gibberish. But I'm still not hot on it. Like, some people are saying, like, hey, this is this is the greatest interaction between Batman and Joker, and I'm like, are you fucking nuts?
You're high.
Go read The Killing Joke,
right.
like, please, and then take a
right.
nap.
And if you want to talk cinematic, you want to talk fucking Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Get the fuck out of here. That's
and the animated series,
the
fucking games, like
right.
there's plenty of.
Right, but
it's something about the laugh. I can't handle I can't do the laugh.
It's just this obnoxious cackling.
Yeah, I was taking a shit, and the curiosity got the better of me, so I just YouTubed Batman and Joker new Snyder cut, and I was like, I like what he says.
Like the rest of it's fine. If he wouldn't,
what he
laughed,
says, he just doesn't have that laugh, dude.
No,
it's just not good. Nothing about it.
It sounded like you said the Snyder cut. And so
the Schneider.
Rob Schneider
is in my head. Jared Leto is the Joker.
Ben Affleck is Batman.
Dude, people hate on Ben Affleck so much, and I get it. Like, he's kind of a douche in real life. Like, what was it? Like, he cheated on J-Lo or something. I don't know.
It was Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Gardner. Whatever, man. Fucking let it go. He's a great actor. Like, even Cumtown like religiously makes fun of him. He had this movie called The Way Back, where he basically plays
he plays himself.
Yeah, he's a drunkard, but he was a really good basketball player for his Catholic high school. And so they come back and get him and say, like, hey, you were the best damn player that we have, and we need you to teach these ruffians how to play basketball. And they're just making fun of it.
It's just Ben Affleck and Bad News Bears.
Have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal movie.
The Town.
Oh, bro. We could turn this podcast into a fucking town podcast, and we could have like 100 fucking episodes. I fucking love that movie,
That's
bro.
such a
You
good
that
movie.
TikTok I sent you where they're like, bro, movie came out in theaters, no one gave a fuck. The movie came out on DVD, everyone fucking talks about this movie.
And then it came out on Netflix, instant classic.
Have you seen The Town?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It is. It's a good movie. But I mean, Joker to me was palatable. He was fine. But, you know, I hated, you know, the clown Prince of Crime Joker that he played.
I mean, at least they got rid of all the tattoos and shit.
Yeah, he was a lot more toned down. He was a lot better, you know, but I mean, that's not saying much.
I'm just so morbidly curious about watching this movie.
I did not feel the 4 hours go by.
Really?
I didn't.
Because my one guy that I watch for my movie reviews, Chris Stuckman.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great dude to watch for movie reviews. He said he had to take a break in the middle of it, but he really.
I've had to split it up. Like I've been watching it every night like since it came out.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing in one shot and didn't even faze me. Yeah, like,
okay.
And
I've only been splitting it up because I get to it and it's like 11 at night.
Yeah.
Fuck. I watch like an hour and a half.
Yeah. No, I don't know when, because we actually get 2 episodes of Attack on Titan tomorrow. So it might happen tomorrow, it might not, I don't know. But I do want to watch it. It seems something.
Definitely do. Like, I hated the Justice League. I wanted to love it so much.
Yeah.
Like, I defended it even after I watched it, like, in denial.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, like, just being like, yeah, man, like, no, I mean, it had its... And then, you know, when I couldn't defend it anymore, I was like, yeah, it was trash. Like, I wanted to defend the shit out of that movie, and after, you know, when I couldn't defend it anymore, I was like, yeah, it was garbage.
It seems like it's quite a bit of a validation for Schneider.
Oh,
Schneider.
It's not only validation, it's vindication.
Yeah.
Like, because like, the vision that he had for it was really so much clearer.
Yeah.
And so much, like, Batman isn't as quippy and funny as he is. You know, like I said, Cyborg and the Flash get a lot more of a story fleshed out. You get
the Flash is almost a little bit much when you first see him, though.
Yeah, a little bit
when he's in the pet store.
Yeah, and he's just like doing his, but that's what that's what he does. You know,
but when you see, and I guess they're 2 different Flashes technically, but when you see like Grant Gustin's Flash, it's like nothing like that. But the one thing that I wish they would have done, but I understand why they didn't, is like make it known that he bumps into Iris coming out of the pet store.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if you know, then you already know.
Yeah, you knew that was Iris, you know, from Jump Street, which is such a great addition because you'll see her in the Ezra Miller solo Flash movie. You get tons more cameos from new villains, new heroes. You know, you get a glimpse of the Lanterns.
Oh my god, I almost shit my pants when I saw that, dude. I was like,
yeah,
got a lantern and it's not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's not Ryan Reynolds.
No, it's
rumor is that they wanted to use Jon Stewart, not Hal Jordan, but I guess I think it's Universal that owns the rights to Green Lantern.
What a mess, man.
Yeah.
How great would that have been if that cameo was Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern?
Oh my god, dude.
Hi!
Be like, hey, bet you didn't think you'd see this.
It makes you wonder, like how much fucking dick swinging power Marvel has, because usually Marvel's the one that is able to swing something like that, where it's like we can pay the big bucks or have the power to bring back and do crazy cameos like that.
Yeah,
whereas DC and Warner Brothers can't really do that at all.
Yeah, and that's the only reason. Like, yeah, Marvel has that power. It's the reason we got Spider-Man back in the MCU. It's the reason we're getting Fantastic Four. It's the reason we're getting an actual Fantastic Four.
It's the reason why there's so many goddamn more Marvel movies
Yeah.
than there's DC.
Dude, I am going through them. I am fucking powering through
Where
them.
you at now?
I'm going to start Doctor Strange.
Christ.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I just
finished Thor, so I think Avengers is next after that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But yeah, so I just today finished Spider-Man Homecoming. And it was so cool to watch it after Civil War because like they're so closely put together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude, if you're really that curious, honestly, it's worth it. Like you'll at least find it okay.
Well,
We can just watch it like 2 movies if you want. Even.
Yeah. Well, and God knows I'm not gonna do anything tomorrow, so it's like I'm wondering how this is gonna fare for like future things that are this long, 4 hours long, like in terms of streamability, because 4 hours. Like, once you sit down and you think about it, it's like, oh, that's a long time. But it's at the same time, you're like, well, I mean, you watched 6 episodes of Breaking Bad in one day, and you didn't feel like it was that bad.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, it's just a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
I watched Iron Man 1 and 2 in the same night, and after that I got up and I was like, oh my god, how many days has it been?
Dude,
like,
I watched all
and that was combined at 4 hours.
Dude, last Friday, I watched all of Phase 1.
Oh my god, are you serious?
All 7 movies in Phase 1. I watched them all
How
in
did
one.
you do that?
I just kept on watching
So,
them.
It's like 14 hours.
I remember really liking the first Iron Man movie, but I remember fucking hating the second Iron Man movie.
Second one was okay. The third one is absolute garbage.
See, and I'm weird because I remember liking the third movie.
Are you serious?
That's the one that has Don Cheadle in it, right?
Well, yeah,
Well, he's in the second one,
The
too.
second one and the third one have Don Cheadle in it, but it's the one with Ben Kingsley, the third one. Where
That's right.
Where he's the Mandarin, but not really the Mandarin.
Oh yeah,
that's one of the whole reasons why I hated the shit out of that. Because the Mandarin
You
is
got all excited. That
I
the
did,
Mandarin
dude.
was coming.
Oh
Me
my
too.
god,
Me
dude.
too.
Because the Mandarin is such a big villain as far as Iron Man is concerned. And for them to have just relegated him to be some kind of actor pretending to be a Mandarin.
that was Ben Kingsley, huh?
Yep.
Fuck me.
And I was
That was a different time, bro.
I was just so mad. I just like fuck this movie so much, and I relived that anger when I watched it again. It was so fucking.
Is that still part of Phase 1?
No, it's part of Phase 2. Yeah, it's part of Phase 2.
The only one I skipped was that I didn't watch in the order was Captain Marvel because I just watched that like 3 weeks ago.
So you just went from Captain America to Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it. I'm telling you, it's quite the ride watching the MCU in order. Like I'm really digging it.
You know, and it's been kind of just inescapable because I know that like one day we're gonna have to watch them, and I'd rather it be, you know, a precedent that we're doing where we're gonna cover all of them. I like that, and I mean that basically means that that's like the whole year is taken up of Marvel movies.
Oh, absolutely. If we're doing them once a month, yeah.
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 Well, yeah, but
it's not once a month. We're doing that's 2 episodes a month. If we're recording every
but
week,
we're doing one movie every month.
Oh, I thought we were doing it on every serious episode.
No.
Just
Okay.
one movie a month.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so it'll be just one monthly. Yeah.
So, I didn't know that South by Southwest had a gaming awards.
I didn't know that either.
They're
But,
kind of all over the place.
Hades won their game of the year.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That game deserves
And
all the
what
praise.
What else was it? It was and Deep Rock Galactic. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game, but
Nope.
that game's a fucking ride. It's like about mining dwarves.
Oh wow.
You have these different like guns. You have to go in and collect stuff, and then it's kind of like mining dwarf Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Like you'll be in this mine, you'll do an objective, and then if like you'll get swarmed, and if you have more people in your party, it's a little bit easier to survive. But I played it on Game Pass for a second, and it's actually pretty fun. But let's see. So Hades won Game of the Year. Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Doom Eternal. Indie Game of the Year. I don't know if these are in order, but I guess Bug Snacks took that.
Really?
Tabletop Game of the Year. Oceans. I don't play tabletop games. This one surprised me. Oh, wait, no, it does say winner next to it. So, obviously, Half-Life Alyx won. But The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners was nominated, and every Walking Dead game that I've seen since the Telltale series looks like dog shit.
So that one came out and made some waves because it apparently is actually pretty good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Awarded the game with the best storyline and dialogue, Last of Us Part 2.
Goddamn right.
Awarded the game with best overall design concept, Hades, so they won 2 of them. Let's see.
They're like, we can't do what the Game Awards did and give every fucking award to The Last of Us. We gotta switch it up a little
diversify. Awarded to the game that best challenges the norm of everyday gaming, Dreams.
Oh, what? No, fuck, no. No.
Did you play it?
I don't need to play
Astro's
that game.
Playroom was on there, and it got snubbed.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know, because I didn't play Dreams.
That game lost to Dreams.
I didn't play Dreams, so I don't know if
I
it's
thought,
better or not.
I thought Dreams was fun when I was playing it, so maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, but you're you.
Yeah, but maybe you should shut your mouth.
You're fucking you, okay?
Yeah, what do you mean? That means I give games a chance and I'm not some fucking snobby elitist piece of shit that loves to just fucking shit on games that he doesn't play because he reads shit online. Get out of here.
That's right.
Let's lean forward. The only other piece that I have is the official title for the upcoming Resident Evil movie.
You son of a bitch. Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Welcome to Raccoon City. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Bitch.
I mean, I'm not against it. It's fine. What's really weird about this movie is it's going to have, like, all of those people in it. It's going to have Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong, Wesker. It's going to have, like, all of these people, and I'm like, how, though?
Is it an animated one? Or?
No, it is a movie.
There's a live action?
It is a movie.
Huh.
A theater movie.
I thought that it was
I thought this was the CGI.
Yeah.
Nope, there's another Resident Evil movie being made in CGI called, like, Into the Darkness or something.
It's
something. One of those is coming
on
to Netflix.
On Netflix.
That's the one that's coming to Netflix, and they're using the same voice actors from the game.
Oh, that's rad.
That one I'm excited about. This one I'm wondering about, though.
I'm sure it'll be like I'm sure like the main characters like Claire, Chris, Jill, Leon, those will have like the big moments, and then the rest of them will, like, if Wesker's not the main villain, you know, they'll have like little pieces of it, you know, like cameo, like 5-minute cameo.
Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is an adaptation of the first 2 Resident Evil games and will include main characters from both titles, including Chris and Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Leon S. Kennedy. Set in the year 1998. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Resident
right,
Evil
right.
Welcome to Raccoon City will tell the events of the city under siege from infected zombies. So, in progress, or is it going to show, like, the beginnings, like in the murders in the Arklay Mountains and stuff like that? Is it going to do that, or are we just going to jump like Resident Evil, the second Resident Evil movie, where we jump right into Raccoon City?
I think it's going to be that where we jump right into Raccoon City
in the middle of the desolation.
I think they should do a little bit of like a prologue, like kind of go over what happened in Resident Evil 1.
It says both the mansion and both the mansion from Resident Evil 1 and the city itself and the police station from Resident Evil 2 will be present in the movie.
Okay.
Hold
on a second.
The photo on my Instagram, I'll also link it down below. Someone took to Twitter and then deleted what looked like a set photo that included Andrew Garfield's stunt double. Well, now confirming that photo is almost certainly real. We've had some more news break since then.
That little fucker lied?
But confirming at least Andrew Garfield being in Spider-Man Far From Home, which
Tobey
means
Maguire.
when Tom Holland vehemently denied his involvement, he was lying. We're going to break down this brand new photo. I've got it
That's
for
so
you now.
Tom.
And what broke today?
So Tom.
That's so Tom.
That little son of a bitch.
Yep.
Tobey Maguire. God damn it! Bring back Tobey Maguire. Bring him back, bro.
No.
What?
Why?
Fuck out of here. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm so over
Get
Tobey
the
Maguire.
fuck out of my house.
So over Tobey Maguire, dude. So over it. So over it.
Why?
Because, dude, those movies weren't...
You're excited about Andrew fucking Garfield, but
Because
you
I
don't
liked
want
those
Tobey
movies.
Maguire?
I loved those movies.
You didn't love the original Sam Raimi movies?
I loved the first one.
Oh, you're fucking insane.
I did. I loved the first
That's
one.
like literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
See, and I
come out
did
of
not
your
like
mouth.
the Andrew
And you've
Garfield
said some
movies.
stupid shit.
But I am excited at the potential prospect that they will all converge.
Right.
And I'm hoping that we get a Spider-Man pointing scene.
Yeah.
Oh, you already know.
They fucking have to.
They have to.
Dude, you just went down like a considerable amount. In
What?
the book.
I want him in the multiverse, but I don't want him in there for very long.
What do you mean? If it's a Spider-Verse, he's the first cinematic Spider-Man. He's gonna have a big part.
No, he isn't. No, he's not.
He's gonna.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Pizza time.
That's like that was.
They got the fucking guy that's like, hey, he stole that guy's pizza. What's his fucking name?
Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah, they got him. Why wouldn't they get Tobey Maguire? And he's gonna have
they got
a big spot.
Joey Diaz too.
Coco
Diaz. I hope so.
I just don't dig on Tobey Maguire. I'm sorry.
Why?
Huh? I just don't.
Why?
Because it doesn't do it for me after watching all these Spider-Men.
That's rubbing
Infinite
off
Darkness.
Piggy.
That's what the CGI Resident Evil is called.
But yeah, bro, I don't know. Like, he just like, I liked those movies when they came out. I watched them again after a little while, and I was like, first one was great. Loved the first one. Second one, Alfred Molina stole that show. Mm-hmm. And the third one, you're actually going to tell me the third one was a good movie?
That movie kicks ass.
You're going to tell me
Bro.
that Eric Foreman as Venom
That
is a good movie?
No, that sucks. But
Like-
it does not bring the movie down to bad movie standards.
Are you? You're
It does
fucking
not.
smoking
PCP. You get a great you get a great portrayal of Sandman. I can't remember the actor's name.
Oh,
I can't remember the actor's name, but he's fucking awesome as Sandman.
This goes against everything that I believe in, but I agree with Cole.
No.
Bro, when he gets the black shit on his suit and he goes up for the first time,
And he becomes asshole Spider-Man and shit. Ooh.
he gets
Yeah,
up,
but then
he
we
gets
get-
on
we
top
get-
of the fucking
We get the dancer.
Yo,
it's funny.
It's stupid.
lovable.
No.
Lovable and memorable.
No.
Okay?
You
When
are-
he gets up to the top of the fucking that skyscraper and he's the first time he's Black Spider-Man and you get those fucking horns, it's like do 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 do. Fuck, bro, it's so good. You can fuck out of here, bro. Spider-Man 3 kicks ass.
Why
dog.
didn't you fuck out of here?
You are drunk on turpentine.
Fuck no, bro. The fuck no, dude. That movie kicks. I'm gonna fucking play that song for you right now. Bro, that song fucking slaps, dog.
I like it too.
It just goes to show that if you put horns in any song, it's great.
I'm not saying that part wasn't cool, but the movie as a whole was dog shit.
You're fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
The team up with the new Green Goblin at the end. What do you got to say about that?
James Franco was a shitty Harry Osborn.
No!
Yes, he was. James Franco was a shit.
You would take that back.
No.
Take it back. James Franco is a treasure among men.
I love James Franco. I love James Franco just as much as the next person.
He's fucking great as Harry.
He is the shittiest.
Do not fucking
Harry Osborn.
No.
He is the trashiest Harry Osborn. I'm sorry that you don't agree.
Eddie, you can just see yourself out.
What? You got two people in here saying, "Hey, be gone."
Hey, it don't matter. But Harry, if Derek was with me, he'd agree.
Doubt.
Yeah, fucking cap right there.
He'd agree with me.
I know he would because he just disagrees with me.
No, but I'm just saying, I growing up on those comic books, knowing Harry Osborn, knowing personalities of Harry Osborn, knowing who the type that he is, James Franco was not Harry Osborn.
You're allowed to think that, but that doesn't mean that it's right.
How does it feel? How does it feel to have her against you?
It doesn't matter. I'll stand by. I'll die on this fucking hill. I don't give a fuck.
I guess you're going to.
Yeah, because fucking to me, James Franco was not Harry Osborn.
I mean, you're wrong.
He wasn't.
You got me acting up over here.
Willem Dafoe was Norman Osborn.
We can rule this city, Spider-Man. Bro.
He was Norman Osborn. Like, there will be no better Norman Osborn than Willem Dafoe.
What does he say? Godspeed, Spider-Man. I fucking love Willem Dafoe.
What does he say when he, like, just about kills Aunt May? Like, he...
Finish it! Because she's doing the...
Oh, yeah, she's praying.
She's praying, and she's like, Deliverer! Fucking great,
Yeah,
dude. When Spider-Man tries to punch him for the first time and he immediately catches, he's like, impressive! I fucking love those movies, bro.
Dude, Willem Dafoe is hands down.
When Ellie died, that was the first fucking thing that we did is we binged those 3 movies, and it was the most comforting fucking thing ever. That was the greatest shit.
I'm glad you love them. I'm glad you love them. I'm glad you both love them.
You're fucking insanely
I'm
wrong.
happy
Like, that's
for
a
you.
bad take, bro.
No, it's not.
It's a really bad take.
No, it's not really.
It's
Nothing
a
will
really
ever
bad
top Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints when he comes out of drag and shoots the guy and he sits up and his like mouth is like flapping. He's like, like, that's honestly one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life.
Best Spider-Man was Tom Holland.
I mean,
We're not saying that he's not. We're just saying that the Tobey Maguire movies are great.
Okay,
They're not.
They're fucking
Best
amazing.
Spider-Man, Tom Holland. My favorite Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You'll
Yeah.
get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I gotta pull some.
I can't fucking believe. I thought you were my fucking friend.
I am your friend, and I'm happy that you have something that comforts you, but it doesn't mean that it's good.
Just want to remind you that they also don't like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't believe for a second that Tobey Maguire was high school age.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well,
that's how
he
they
wasn't
did it.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, but also,
job.
like, in the 2000s, they always, like, would age up their actors, like, a ton.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to portray him in those Spider-Man movies as a high school student.
Yeah, he was more like a college student.
Yeah.
Well, no. In the first one, he was a high school student.
He was, yeah. In the first one, he was a high school student.
Oh, yeah, I did show him.
When he had that
beating up Flash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I won't give to the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Flash Thompson is the Indian dude.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, he's just some, like, asshole. Like, he's not a jock or anything. Like, he's even in the academic decathlon with him. He's just an asshole. Like, it's not like he's this jock that bullied him this whole time. He's just an asshole.
They should have had the fight again. Like,
right.
That would have been so great. Like, that would have been a great nod back.
But now that we've deliberated on the subject of the hour, 3 years, man. Fucking 3 years. In this last year, what were your guys' favorite episodes?
My favorite episode was the Ava episode because that was my, like, official, like... Introduction to being in the podcast.
That was a good episode. That was actually one of the thumbnails that I remember being super proud of. So I remember
It's a good one.
I remember nailing the shit out of that.
It was just like, she's here enough. She says some stuff sometimes. Let's put her on.
She knows just as much, if not more, than all of us in the room.
Well, no. I kid.
You're so funny, Angela.
You're so funny, Eddie. You're so funny.
You guys are hilarious.
I love that episode, too. It's just one of those ones where I got on my soapbox and just kind of talked about why I loved it so much.
I also really liked, I believe it was our second Weeb Corp episode that we ever did, and that was the My Hero Academia episode. And I would love to do more of those.
Well, I mean, we still have to run through season 2 of those, and I mean, we definitely We definitely have a lot more anime to cover.
Dude, the one I'm trying to keep track of where I am in that show, but all the episodes are just numbered.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's like 160 something where I'm at, and I'm just like, I don't even know what season I'm in, but I'm just watching.
But the real question is Funimation.
Yeah.
So just like above the episodes, there's like a season.
The real question is where are you at on Attack on Titan?
Because next week's the finale of the first half of the final
first
season.
half. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not super far, but let's find out.
What about you, Eddie?
I'll tell you.
I am partway through episode 9.
Cute.
What's the description for episode 9?
It's called Whereabouts of His Left Arm. Miraculous return is met with anger and fear. Cannons are fixed on Eren as he struggles to...
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's actually starting the episode.
I don't think you guys understand how great you have it right now, because you can watch the entirety of this show and not be left with crippling fucking depression when the season ends because you still don't know what's going on.
I am on episode 22.
What's the...
After watching Eren get swallowed by the female titan, Mikasa and Levi follow the brutal monster in hopes that that he's still alive inside her as the scout regiment tries to recover from the devastating losses of the operation. Emotions run high.
Okay. You are coming into some really great shit. There's still a moment that you... And I'm not going to say anything about it, but... There's a moment where my jaw, and like things don't, it doesn't, like, things are shocking to me sometimes, you know, like, and they surprise me, but this shit was like, wait, whoa, what, like, rewind that, like, we need to fucking see what, like, and it's so, like, nonchalant about this bombshell fucking, it's so insane. Attack on Titan is a modern classic.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the best thing airing right now. Like, I hate to say that because I'm a huge My Hero fan. There's tons of fucking great anime.
It's the most popular TV show in America right now.
Dude, Attack on Titan is something fucking else. And this new season is just next level shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've finished Attack on Titan. I'm caught up on the manga and everything. Like, I have one more chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can't help but like draw comparisons with like Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones at its height, everyone knew what Game of Thrones was.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, hey, you need to watch this, you need to do this, you need to do that. There are moments that rival every single crazy moment in Attack on Titan with Game of Thrones. And like the way that Game of Thrones wraps up just is fucking obliterated the way that Attack on Titan does it. Because it does it almost the same exact way, just 1,000 times better.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like, Japanese animation, it's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like how far ahead of the game Japanese animation is.
Oh,
animation and manga and everything. Like, they're telling stories that, like, for some reason, we just don't go anywhere near.
Yeah.
In the Americas, or basically anywhere else. And it's just really fucking sad. Because this is some great shit that people are just completely ignoring because it's animated.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous, dude.
I am actually in season 4. My Hero.
My Hero.
Oh, I was like, you just said you were on episode 9.
I sped watched them just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at, let's see, I've got 1,
Spark
2,
notes
3,
them.
4, 5, 6.
I'm serious.
14 more episodes.
Like, for real, if you were disappointed in Game of Thrones, fucking please give this a shot. It's so good. And I feel like I'm always screaming into the ether because I'm like, this shit is so good and no one's fucking watching it, man. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to do some more weeb.
Well, we're gonna do it.
Oh, definitely. And I want to do more Retromania ones. I want to go back.
Like retro anime?
Like, yeah, retro man. Like, you know, Akira and fucking...
Oh, we gotta do one on Akira, dude.
And, you know...
We gotta do one on Akira. The Dragon Ball...
I want to do one on the first anime that I can ever remember watching, which was Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, I want to go back and rewatch that.
That is a lot of anime to watch.
So wait, which Mobile Suit Gundam?
We don't have to like do the whole fucking thing.
Are you talking like the 1980s Gundam?
Like, I'm assuming it's the... I remember watching it growing up, so...
So right behind you, Eddie, the second one, the second Blu-ray to the left, that's Gundam.
Oh.
Is it that Gundam?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, that's the 1980s Gundam.
It's a series.
Yeah, that's the series. That's the Blu-ray series.
It's on...
Are you talking about Gundam Wing? That was the 90s.
Well, I guess that's what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, Gundam Wing is really good. It's kind of like the edgy younger brother.
Well, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, that's...
Yeah, Mobile Suit, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But, no, that was like the first one that I ever remember watching before like I even knew what anime was. Like, I was probably in like middle school.
Yeah, we'll have to... Dude, Gundam is like this... like, you know that picture of the iceberg? Like, it goes further down with Gundam. Like, you have Mobile Suit Gundam, you have all the spin-offs of the original, then you have 008 Team.
It's like a Mobile Suit Gundam, like, cinematic universe. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, you have, like, parallel universes and every... Dude, Gundam goes on forever.
Yeah. Just that one, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like nobody else wants to do it. But.
No. I love Gundam. I got into Gunpla for like the building like your own Gundams. I was so heavy into that without ever even doing it. I was watching people build Gundams and everything, like, and they get like crazy nerdy too, where they're like spray painting it and everything. I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever do that.
I never went that far, but I just remember watching it, and I remember that my go-to Gundam pilot and Gundam was... Oh, fuck, what was his name? Gundam Death Scythe's pilot.
The Scythe one? Yeah.
Duo Maxwell.
That's Gundam Wing.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Yeah, that Gundam's fucking dope.
And I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and we were just drinking and, like, showing each other, like, animes to see if we, like, you know, if the other one knew what it was. And I was like, let me sit you right down here and tell you a tale about giant robots. And I found it on Crunchyroll, and I started playing it, and I just instantly was like hit with the nostalgia of the theme song, and I just was like, I almost openly wept. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, dude!
The Gundam Wing theme song is a fucking slap-a-rooney, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I really do like want to climb into anime more, just because I feel like a lot of anime is being lost on people just because it's animated.
Well, and not only
there's
that,
so much of it too. Like, there is a lot of it.
Well, see, but that's the thing too, is that like a lot of it is bad. Like, there's a lot of trashy ass anime, like the isekais and shit like that.
It's the same as American television shows.
Yeah,
like, you just have to like find like your like niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then you get like cinematic masterpieces that fucking hold up for decades and decades, like fucking like Akira and Ghost in the Shell and like all the Ghibli movies and fucking Berserk and all this shit just holds up.
Have you tried to watch the UHD of Akira now that we have our PS5s?
I don't have it.
You don't?
No, I never got. So that's the thing, is that I did watch it on my PS5 when I got it, and yes, it does look good, but it doesn't have HDR, which is the stuff that's
that's right, yeah,
what actually makes it look good. So you had to, I don't know if you did, but I did it, where you had to like email in and say like, hey, I actually want the fucking thing that I paid
process,
for.
But I just
and if you didn't, like, it's fine because it looks great. It still looks great. Like, I have the Blu-ray of Akira and I have the 4K of Akira. The 4K is demonstrably better. Like, it looks really, really good. It just doesn't have HDR where it, like, kind of tones out. It has, like, a filter thing. And
well, I just knew that, because I remember trying to... I was pissed because I accidentally put in the UHD disc into my PS4, and I'm like, why is this not working? And I was like, this is $40 that I just spent on a movie.
Yeah, it's a 4K movie.
And I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. And I, like, put the actual movie in, and I watched it. But then I was like, oh, wait, PS5 can actually play this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't rewatched it yet, because it's kind of a sit-down.
Yeah, it's just crazy, because it's so sad. Like, Goodnight Pun Pun is probably the most prolific fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life, and it's a manga.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and it's really sad that just people are gonna be like, nah. And Japanese culture's a little weird, you know, like there's some awkwardness there, and it's weird. Like the grunting and shit, like it's hard to get over, but once you get something that doesn't have that, and you realize like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Dude, I got these, I kept getting these ads on Facebook for, like, these, like, manga-ish looking cartoons or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm curious as to what these are. So I clicked on one, I started reading it, and it's all just fucking, like, hentai.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this from... your little description that I read.
Yeah, I was looking for a manga to read because I'm when I'm bored at work, that's what I do. And I thought I was getting into a nice wholesome manga. No, it's just softcore porn.
Mm-hmm. No, but you're my stepmother.
Oh God,
you're my dad's new wife.
Tumix, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
You're
about.
familiar?
Yeah.
Well, I was not.
I get ads for it, and I'm like,
Cole, have you checked out The Last Ronin yet?
The what now?
The Last Ronin. Have you checked
Oh,
it?
No. I bought it, but I haven't done it yet.
It's fucking amazing.
I started reading this one manga called High Rise Invasion,
Mhm.
and it's fucking really cool. I think your daughter actually knows about it, because I think I heard her talking about it.
Yeah, I think so.
But
that's that show on Netflix, no?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah. We talked about this last week.
Yeah, it's fucking dark, but it's really good.
Yeah, my daughter loves dark shit, so...
I still gotta read that Noctera comic that I got that I know absolutely nothing about, because it's apparently like a brand new hero.
Oh, wow.
But it's got good people behind it, so...
Yeah, I wanna focus more in the future on even like comics and manga, like graphic novels, things like that. Because I mean, these last few years we've been pretty game centric.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the last thing that we ever did that wasn't game related was the Joker spoiler cast.
No way.
Well, WandaVision was a game.
Oh yeah, WandaVision. Aside from WandaVision, before that it's been mostly game stuff.
One of my favorite episodes, obviously, was the Game of the Year. This last Game of the Year that we did meant a lot to me. Also, I really liked our Joker episode.
Mm-hmm.
I would really love to do stuff like that more. And obviously, this is going to be one hell of an undertaking talking about the Marvel movies, but I'm kind of hoping that that'll be there too, like the magic that we had with talking about Joker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I do want to get more into like movies, and then like even like Retromania, the old Batmans and the old Superman movies.
What I was saying in the chat is like rewatching these in order. It's just like you get like, oh my god, I'm back in, when did Iron Man come out? Like 2008.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm back in 2008, and now you're just watching these movies, and at the end of every movie, you're seeing Fury like come and talk to each person, and then it culminates in the Avengers, and it's like, we didn't get this in order when they came out. Like,
yeah, it's a whole new experience watching them chronologically.
It is a feat though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my favorites, a couple of them were our Last of Us reviews.
Oh God,
the first and the second one.
Yeah,
great reviews. Both of those were super fun to do, and like it just, we all have such a passion for that game, that we all like really spoke like of the things that it made us feel and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite ones that we did that was a wrestling one was something wrestling something Saudi Arabia.
That was right before COVID was a big deal.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
That was like their last like audience.
Yeah, because they were in Saudi Arabia, and actually
where they murder COVID on site.
Right. Speaking of attendance at wrestling events, WrestleMania will be an attended event.
Really?
Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Vince McMahon wants to break the record for the most attendees at an event since COVID.
Oh, for fuck out of here, dude.
Because I think Super Bowl holds the title right now.
What a weird thing to want.
Right. Well, I mean, this is the same person that sees sneezing as a weakness. You know what I mean? Like
what?
Yeah, no, he sees.
You keep those germs inside.
Like if you sneeze, he thinks you're not capable of keeping your health, and you therefore are a weak person.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is an odd duck.
He will never get COVID though.
You know?
He's the owner of WWE.
He's the chairman of the World Wrestling. And it's crazy because like he's in his like late 80s.
I was gonna say, how old is this fucking
He's
guy,
in his
man?
80s. I don't know if he's in his late 80s, but he's in his 80s. And his father lived to be like 100 and something. Like,
wouldn't it be nice? Have all the money in the world so you can just buy whatever you want.
Oh, dude, Vince McMahon will live till at least 120.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Have you seen that fucking horrifying picture going around of that prince?
Yeah.
Oh,
is it Henry?
No, Prince
Albert?
No, that's a piercing.
Yeah.
Stop biting.
No,
me.
is it William?
I don't know, but he's like 1,000 years old, and he
What's at it? You never seen a ghoul before.
He's in his mid to late 80s, but
He
just got out of like major surgery, and he looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Why didn't you just let me die?
He looks like Victor from Underworld.
No, I saw that meme and I lost my fucking mind when it was just a picture of him and he was out in front of the outpost in Fallout 3. What's the matter, smooth skin? You never seen a ghoul before? And I fucking lost it.
I love it because I remember that part in the game.
What's the matter, smooth skin?
I love the meme that's going around where someone
Prince Philip.
Oh.
Where someone took his they took all the colors of his face and made a makeup palette.
Purple for the veins.
Yeah. Yeah, it had like purples and greens. And
God damn, dude. He is horrifying, man.
He is
please,
hard to
if
look
I
at.
outlive you, please just, at that point, just let me die, bro. Put me in a fucking room. Just smother me with a pillow.
Something.
That is horrifying. God damn.
Not even if you've got all the money and whatever, the adrenochrome in the world to keep you alive, whatever the fuck they do. I don't know. Did you watch that episode? The South Park special?
Yeah.
Dude, I laughed so fucking hard.
79 bitches.
When they were showing the pictures of the Hollywood elites, and then it showed Matt and Trey from basketball. Like, I fucking spit out my drink.
Dude, I was like shocked when they showed Jeffrey Epstein hanging. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa!
Wait a minute, he didn't do that.
well, no, I just remember thinking like it's been a while since
Yeah.
South Park has like actually shocked me, and that like actually shocked me. What a weird. I'm not hot on that episode.
I liked it.
And I know a lot of people love it, but I just remember thinking like the whole especially like in the middle part, I remember thinking like I don't know about this.
Yeah,
I mean, it was no pandemic special.
The pandemic special was fucking awesome, and everything before that was amazing.
Yeah.
But having Garrison come back and everything, I remember thinking like, oh my god.
And they brought back Mr. Hat too. I thought that was so cool. And all of the weird cameos from characters from like Mephisto or whatever, and Not chef, obviously, but...
Oh my god, Mr. Service.
Yeah.
Mr. Service.
Yeah.
Just in his fucking Speedo. Holy shit.
Yeah, I loved the callbacks in that special.
Blow it out your dick hole. What does it mean?
Oh yeah, they got all fucking crazy about it.
The fucking cuties. Oh my god.
Oh my
Little
god.
cuties. Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is I would like to do kind of an episode on South Park too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how we would go about it because it's like 30,000 fucking seasons.
You guys should watch the documentary on HBO on South Park.
Was it 7 Days to Air?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
We could just talk and then like talk about our best ones and then talk about like some of the shocking shit that they've done. And
I just don't know how. Yeah,
just kind of go over it in a broad spectrum.
We'd have to spitball it. I don't really know how we
could. It could just be like a shoot. Like, hey, let's talk about South Park. We just go off and.
I have the same idea about Family Guy too, but I don't think I care about Family Guy enough.
I want to do one on The Simpsons.
I'd have to get over my adversity towards The Simpsons. I just don't think it's funny. I don't know what it is. I know it's a problem with me. I know. I'm willing.
It's not funny anymore.
Oh, it's definitely not funny anymore. Now it is a fucking shell of what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
90s Simpsons is what I was told is where it's at.
Oh my god, yes it is.
But I don't know, man. I don't know if it just never hit my funny bone the way that it should have, but
it will not get much better than their Treehouse of Horror episode where they did the shinning.
Mm-hmm.
That is like top god tier Simpsons.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
Well, and you know, like
crazy.
I've seen, you know me. I'm a huge YouTube rabbit hole guy. Like when I start watching things, I just fall into this hole, right? And The Simpsons was one of those ones where I watched this like hour-long thing, like video that this guy just put together because he loves The Simpsons so much. And he like details like all of these like intricate jokes and how one joke it's funny in like fucking 5 different ways.
Nick, what's your favorite episodes?
I really enjoyed doing WandaVision because we did that episode like almost immediately after the show finished coming out. So it was all fresh, and normally when we do these reviews it's like I remember what, like if it's a game, you know, I remember the game very well, but it's usually like a while after because like either not all of us have played it or one of us hasn't even played it. So it's kind of like, you know, we have to give it some time and then it kind of... But WandaVision's been probably my favorite one, and I did enjoy... I did like the Game Awards. I always enjoy hearing what everybody else like thinks was, you know,
gonna win and
what their order of games are, and it's really fucking hard to make that list. Like for me personally, because I'll make one and I'll be like, oh wait, no, this is better than this one, or this like I was editing mine probably for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, oh wait, no, this one was way better than this one.
I remember there was like small delineations between like what I wanted to put, because I know that like usually it's my top 3. Like my top 3 are the ones that I'm the most passionate about. But last year we had so many fucking bangers for video games that it was like I gotta break the rules a little bit and do 4.
And that was one of our longer episodes too.
Well, and the thing is like I've actually listened to that episode a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. Like, the quality of that episode is really good. Like, everyone's kind of on their A game for that episode. I don't know how bad it was to edit, but, like, I know that, like, as many times as I listen, like, our interruptions aren't really that bad, and, like, everyone's staying on topic, and there was, like, a nice cohesion between, like, going around, and everyone was, like, oh, okay, now it's my turn. You know, like, it was, like, it was, like, a really good, structured episode. I know that I just remember I had to have FF7 at number 1 just because like that was such a wildly different gaming experience for me in my in modernity for me, because like I don't feel that way with games anymore.
Yeah.
So like the way that 7 Remake made me feel was so wild, and it was like, it's crazy because we had that dichotomy between something that made me feel so good with FF7, and then just a short like month and a half later I got The Last of Us, which is still fun and it's great, but it's a completely different experience.
Oh yeah.
And it hurt me to put that game at number 3. Like it actually did. But like knowing me and my qualities and my things that I stand for and how I am, how I rate my quality of games, like Persona 5 Royal it's like perfection. Mm-hmm. It's like JRPG perfection. Mm-hmm. And I can't be the JRPG guy without being like, I mean, yeah, this is that shit right here.
Yeah.
You know, and then FF7 was just like a personal thing. But I love those episodes because like I really can just fucking get into it.
You can just gush.
Just get into it. You know, that's another reason why I love that Ava episode, is because I just like, here's something that I've been wildly passionate about that no one knows, but outside of like me posting weird shit on Facebook, like, and I just get to gush about it. That's what's so fucking cool about this podcast as a whole, is it's an outlet to just talk about things that you really, really love.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to work on a Detroit Become Human, but there's so much content in that game that it's just like I can't write about it all. Like I've already got like my OneDrive has like 2.5 pages of me just going off about like,
oh yeah,
like the main choices. It's just it's impossible, but I'll get it.
Is there anything that you guys would want to see moving forward?
A lot more Weeb Corp episodes.
More anime. I'd love more anime, and as I said, more movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love more movies. More comics, obviously, and I want that to branch off into manga too.
Yeah, I really want to do more comics, and yes, have it branch off into manga as well. But I think that since we're doing all of these, movies that are from comics and doing all of that, I feel like it'd only be, fitting, you know what I mean, to do something for comics, because comics is just a widespread medium that a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just wait for the movie now. But you know, seeing where things come from, seeing where things.
Well, it's the same thing with manga too, because like, why would you read it when you can just watch the anime?
Right. Exactly.
Which it's a silly line of thinking, because 9 times out of 10 the manga is like 30 times better than the anime, just because like there's tones that aren't being met.
Right. Exactly. And it's the same way for comics. There's just some stories in comics that won't translate into movies, that shouldn't even translate into movies.
So which comics do you want to cover?
I would really love to do I'd love to revisit Daredevil.
Okay.
We did a Daredevil episode, Dr. Nick and I, but I would love to revisit it to kind of show you guys what Daredevil is, and Daredevil is probably one of my favorite comics to read.
Okay.
Just because I just love how those stories are told.
Yeah.
I also would love to talk about like a lot of things that Frank Miller has done.
I was just gonna say, can we do something with Frank Miller's The Dark Knight?
I would love to do Frank Miller.
Frank Miller is
I'd love to lay him down by the fire.
Yeah.
Cozy right on up next to him.
And caress his comically body.
Tell me a story.
Right?
Animate me.
I also want to dive into creators just like that, like Frank Miller, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I mean, I know we did a Stan Lee, episode, but I mean, like, just people that have created comics, people like John Romita Jr. and John Romita Sr., who were powerhouses in the comics world. Jim Lee, you know what I mean? Like Todd McFarlane, you know what I mean? Like, talk about those people, because without those people, like, a lot of the things that we watch nowadays wouldn't exist. We'd have no Spawn without, Tom McFarlane. We'd have no Blade, without, I'm blanking on his writer, but you know what I mean? Like, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko pretty much, like, created the Marvel universe as we're watching it. You know,
Is Ditko still alive? He's not, is he?
I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, he died 2 years ago in June. 3 years ago in June.
So he died before Stan Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But, yeah, he, you know, him, like, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Fantastic Four, like, those are all Steve Ditko and Stan Lee.
Have you guys seen Video Game High School or heard of it?
I have.
I've heard of it.
Stan Lee does a cameo in it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think there's only like one season to that show.
Speaking of
two.
Stan Lee, there was a show that I came across called, I think it's called Stan Lee's Superhumans.
Yeah.
And they came here to Logan because they were talking to a scientist up at USU that was creating something
Superhumans?
There was something akin to it was like the same strength and elasticity of like Spider-Man's web. Like he was creating it in a lab here. I was watching it. It was on Netflix like years ago. I'm watching it and I'm just, it's the intro and I'm on my phone and I hear Stan Lee's voice come up and go, Logan, Utah. And I was like, wait. And I rewound it and I was like, nuh-uh. And it like shows the, that building that's on your way up.
Yeah.
Like by Foothill gas station that like they zoom in on that and I was like, I fucking live like right up there. I was like freaking out. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I had both these ideas and I still have them. And like I said, I want to do something with Detroit Become Human. And I also still want to try and do an episode on esports and how that's progressed and how big that's gotten. Because I love the shit out of that.
An outline.
Yeah, that's the next one I'm going to work on. And then somehow, I don't know how, but I want to somehow work in the interview with Robert Ray Schaefer, Bob Vance.
Yeah.
Because he said when I talked to him, he said he would do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, well, how do we just fit this in? Like maybe
Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration.
I mean, we could do an episode on The Office.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I want to definitely cover more of the nerd spectrum because, as it is, we are very we do have different talks.
Pretty varied.
We're pretty varied, but at the core of it, we're pretty game centric.
Also, shout out to Cloud9 for winning the North American LCS.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Not the team I was going for, but they were my second.
What were you
team.
going for, 100 Thieves?
Yeah.
And then I want to jump into things that other people are nerdy about that not a lot or people like. I want to maybe touch on some music.
Yeah.
Touch on just regular film as it is. Just movies that
I could talk about like nerdy spectrum music like all fucking day. Like there's this band that debuted during one of the LCSs actually called, I can't remember what they're fucking called, but they're a metal band, like a power metal band based in the League of Legends universe.
Oh,
what the fuck?
That's crazy. I mean, I'd love to talk about Mega Ran.
I'd get the fuck down talking about music. You know me.
Yeah.
I could go crazy about that shit.
So, I mean, I love that we talk about games all the time, though. Like, I do, but I really do want to start branching out just a little more.
They're called Pentakill.
Pentakill.
Which, I don't know if you've ever played or familiar with the game. That's when somebody goes fucking apeshit and gets 5 kills in a row. And that's not an easy thing to do in that game. Yeah. That's an entire team.
Nothing, I hate it.
I honestly, it's just, to me, this has probably been...
I love being able to, have an outlet to, talk about things that I love to an audience that, also shares those likes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like to hear what you guys think about those things.
I love... I that's one of the things that I love, too. I love having this to talk about just anything that I want and anything that that makes me happy as as far as being a nerd is. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't, and especially to have people, you know, bounce back those feelings. You know, to have those feelings reciprocated by you, our listeners, who we love and adore.
Because we could just easily just get together and talk about shit for like an hour, but then that's all there is to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The fact that we get to share our love with people and people give that love back. I mean, we've had people, you know, come to us and tell us, you know, oh man, I totally agreed with you on what this is, on what that is. I've had people message me and be like, oh yeah, you know, you totally nailed it with this, or hey, you're totally wrong about this, you know, like, you know.
Like how you're totally wrong about the Nolan Batman movies.
I didn't say they were bad. I just said they weren't my favorites.
And the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Fuck those. But I mean, just the first one was good. The second one was palatable.
Dude,
the third one was
turn
trash.
around and do it again.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Play the music.
Stop.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, I can't tell it. Oh, I can't tell. Is that Batman? Oh no!
I'm gonna try and put
Spider-Man
that.
ripping it off.
Shut
It's
the fuck
Spider-Man
up.
ripping it
I'm
off.
gonna try and put that on.
Fucking
I'm gonna
hell.
try and put that on the page.
I can't wait till Derek gets back next week.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
I will.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
Nobody talked about it ever again.
Yeah, just it's an isolated incident. That's one thing too. Is I really like shitting on your ideas.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and I do like the shit being thrown back at me too. Like it's just fun to.
Well, it
to
just
bullshit and just like get knocked down a peg every once in a while. It's fun to just have that sort of camaraderie.
Well, it's one of the things that I love about having more than two of us on this thing, is because two people can argue about it, cool. But I mean, when it's a group, it's fun to see the division. You know, like yeah, no, you know, we'll agree, or you know, it'll be a group thing against mostly you, Cole, and. But it's so cool to know that being a nerd is so much more than being a game nerd or being a comic nerd or being this, that, or the other. It's about how these things made us feel, how these things made us who we are even as people, how these things shaped us. Because a lot of people that don't ingest this kind of mediums, you know what I mean? These kind of mediums. You know, people that don't play video games, people that don't read comics, people that don't watch comic book movies, people that don't watch nerdy things in general. Like, you know, we have the same feeling with Avengers Endgame and how that ended, you know, to how someone feels when they watch Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? Or how someone feels when they watch, you know, any of the feel-good Denzel movies. You know what I mean? Like they think, oh, it's just something nerdy that they get into and then that's it. But they don't realize that it actually shapes us. It actually helps us. It you know, it gives us just the same amount of hope as, you know.
Well, and it's funny because we have pundits out there that want to tear these things down, like movies, music, games, like and everything. That's like, hey, these are detrimental to you, and these are not good. These are ruining your children and all this shit. And it's like if I could go my entire life, the rest of my life, without ever hearing the phrase "video games cause real life violence,"
right?
I'll turn into Gandhi.
Right.
Like I will leave everything behind and trade in a new life. That's I can't.
Gandhi actually wasn't that great.
Yeah, whatever. He did good things.
I mean, you could argue the same thing about like a lot of people that.
You're ruining my point.
Hitler had some good art.
Trump's made a lot of money.
Steven Crowder's, he's all right. I don't know. It's just speaking to what you were saying, like how these things mold us, and it's like I don't have anything in my life that makes me feel the way that I do when I read a really good book or a really good manga or watch a movie that like really. Some of the most profound experiences I've ever had is like watching a movie or playing a game.
Absolutely.
And we live in a society, but we live in a world where they really want us to think that that's bad. And it's like, I go outside, I pay my bills, I do everything a functioning member of society does. I'm a normal dude. I get my rocks off by doing things that apparently are bad for me. Right. But I don't know how they are.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
And it's crazy because we go to these moments, like just recently in WandaVision, where Vision says, you know, what is grief but love persevering?
Yeah.
You know, and
that's a great fucking line.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's crazy because we have to point those out to people. You know what I mean? We have to prove that this is a medium worth watching or worth doing, because people out there are like, well, there's nothing substantial about comic book movies. There's nothing substantial about comic books in general. I've learned some of the craziest lessons in life reading graphic novels, reading comic books, playing video games.
Well, and you know, the waters get muddied when you start thinking about things too, because like, there's a reason why some people are upset with some shit, because sometimes they overstep their meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to overstep, and it almost kind of seems like virtue signaling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And normally, it feels okay. Like, most of the times, like, when it's really egregious, I can understand where I'm at, and it's just hard sometimes because they usually those waters get muddied.
Yeah.
And so I can understand some arguments, but at the same time, like, you're just not watching the right shit. Like, yes, Hollywood is liberal as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. But it's also because that's what sells.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy because we live in a world where everything is topsy-turvy and no one fucking can agree on anything. But these are lessons that are being told, and they hold up because they're good things to know and to learn.
Right.
You know, and movies not necessarily anymore. Like, I don't really feel like I feel like we as humanity kind of peaked in pop culture in the 80s and the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't think anything reaches that level of good.
Right. Well,
with music or games or movies or like really anything.
Well, I mean, because it was all original. It was all created.
It was all original.
It was all created. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because now all we get are sequels, prequels, and remakes. Because
and they also sell.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
If you look at stuff like Flash Gordon, like, that was just from scratch.
Yeah,
like,
somebody just came up.
That was just straight from a mind, like, to the TV screen. Like, there wasn't anything to adapt from. It was just like that.
G.I. Joe became a cartoon from toys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we had those original ideas, and, you know, now it sells more to just play off of those ideas than it is to...
Well, yeah, and it's a society thing,
Mm-hmm.
because we can't not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a new Star Wars movie comes out, and you're like, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hell nah!
But we can't go away from Luke and Leia and Han, and we can't do these things anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's such a bad idea, which is crazy because, like, the most original idea, which really wasn't that original because they still came from the canon of Star Wars, Rogue One is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's an original story that just took something from them, from the idea of the other movies.
Created a whole different thing that was never
thought about that. It was an inside joke.
It tied, like, so nicely together, too.
Like, that's why Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie in modernities, because, like, it just took something and did it so well with such an original twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's like remakes and sequels and all this shit, it sells. That's what sells these days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the name brand is already there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
that's
familiar.
why these fucking Marvel movies are just blockbusters every single time, is because they're like, oh, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know.
Yeah, like, I mean, because, and it's crazy because, you know, people were like, yeah, no, I know Spider-Man. No, I know Superman. I know Batman. You know, and then we started getting the more obscure, at least to people, characters. And people were like, no, that's not going to do well. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't even know the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And I read more Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew of Doctor Strange, but it wasn't too into Doctor Strange.
The only instance from Guardians of the Galaxy that I knew of was Rocket Raccoon in, was it Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing that game and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I like looked him up and I'm like, oh, he's like what is he, kind of like an Avenger type person? Okay, whatever. And
yeah,
I had no idea.
So I mean, that's one of the things that I love about, you know, being on this thing is we can do that. Like if there are people we need to, you know, educate on certain things, or people that don't know certain things but have watched movies of things, you know what I mean? Like we can be like, well, this is where this comes from. It's cool to give people that knowledge, which is one of the reasons why in the beginning this was like a Wikipedia podcast, because like that was one of my goals, was to educate people. Inform people about things they probably didn't know before. So I mean, and I feel like we've been doing so great at, you know, just being ourselves and being passionate about the things that we talk about, that we just end up informing people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that this honestly was it really was just like a dream. Like it wasn't anything I was expecting to do, nor was it ever on my radar. And one day it was just like, hey, let's do a podcast, and here we are 3 years later.
At the end of the day, it's just a really cool time with friends.
Yeah.
Talking about nerdy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we always go off the rails, you know, much to your chagrin. We always go off the rails. We always go off topic. We always do this. We always do that. And it's fun, though. Like,
yeah, which is why I'm never like, hey, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Because it makes for good content.
Well, it's like, it could be worse. You could be like editing an actual fucking Marvel movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, which would be like days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Days upon days.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spend like 3 or 4 hours on
I mean, obviously, you don't need to be egregious about the off-topic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking about a video game, we're talking about The Last of Us, it's okay to jump to Uncharted because those things are intangible.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
exactly.
those things are somehow connected.
Yeah.
But if we go from talking about, you know, fucking The Last of Us to, I don't know, fucking Gantz.
Yeah.
The anime from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's... I guess that's not the 90s. That's 2000s.
While off topic, we're still on topic.
Yeah.
You know?
Another thing that I'd like to do as a podcast is return to Facebook Live videos.
I would really like to do that too.
I think that we could do that. I'm definitely
Well,
down.
you got the hardware now to do live videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since becoming an official member, I have not gotten the chance to
That's
be a part
true.
of one of those.
That's true.
I've always been in the comments, memeing.
It's a shame that you guys couldn't be part of our limited D&D run too.
Yeah, we would have loved you guys to have been part of that D&D.
This kid at work wants me to play D&D so bad, and I'm like, I was like, I told my podcast guys no.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not for me. Like, I hate to shoot down your idea, but it's just not fucking for me. Like,
well, and we already. It sounds like super shitty, but like, we have like one day dedicated to this, and like.
Yeah, you guys are pretty busy.
Yeah.
Schedules are
It's
fucked
like
up.
not only that, but to even have a good like campaign, you have to find somebody that's like really experienced and good at being a DM. And Derek came in clutch when he found Steven.
Yeah.
And
Rest in peace.
I don't exactly. And I don't think like as the times that I've played D&D, like I've never played with anybody that's gone that fucking hard.
Yeah, dude, he was
like especially the first 2 times we played,
mm-hmm.
when he had the flickering lights in his
Yeah.
kitchen.
Oh yeah, dude. He had
and then
like,
he had the table with the screen. I walked in and I was like, what?
he had like
like
old like Skyrim music in
Yeah.
the back. Like he made it an experience.
Those are the motherfuckers I love, man. People that are just so into the thing that they're into.
And we would go off the rails in our D&D game too. Like,
I mean, yeah, I dick twisted a giant.
Yeah, and he went with it.
Yeah, dude,
he
like-
absolutely went with it.
So, yeah, I feel like definitely the next year of this podcast is going to dwarf these last three, because I really do have a plan of action, you know, that I would love to follow, and honestly, I couldn't imagine doing this with a better group, because you guys definitely.
Aww,
Shut
Jay.
up. Shut up. Gay. I'm just saying I like you guys. But no,
cut it like right there so people actually think that you're crying.
Yeah.
I don't, and you know, like we both have pretty substantial rigs now.
Yeah.
So, and I did tell you that I want to get into editing so we can lighten that load a little bit on you.
Yeah, I'll show you guys how to edit and stuff. And I honestly like.
Can you send the raws to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's something that I want to too. It's just like a personal goal where I want to expand on kind of like a solo thing, where I will pull, and not only just being like a solo thing where I do things that I want to do just by myself, but I also want to do like I'll pull Nick in for an episode and it'll just be me and him, and then I'll do you, and then I'll do Angela, like in no order, and you know, obviously Derek.
Mm-hmm.
A banger fucking idea is I still want to do like a stream with Derek where it's me showing him like a game that I'm super passionate about, because we know that motherfucker hasn't played like all the good games.
Yeah.
So like I think it's a banger fucking idea to have him on stream, and it's like me showing him what to do,
and then
whether it's like FF7 or like I just told him to play the Uncharted games. Like these are all fucking great ideas to just do like a setup and just like have a playthrough with Derek.
I mean, we never took off with the wrestling inquiries. You know what I mean? Where I would show you.
Yeah,
you know,
we still need to do that too.
And I know it's like a scheduling thing, but I think it would still be cool if somehow we could, even if it's like once a month, just all like hop on like PlayStation chat and just play a game and just like bullshit.
Stream it, yeah.
Stream it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, and that's the thing, too, is, like, on weekends, like, now, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably not on Fridays, because I'm too tired, but, and Saturdays now we're recording. But, like, Sundays could be, like, our stream day.
Yeah, and
that's 2 times a month, so...
Yeah.
If it's... For me, it'd have to be after 6, but...
I mean, of course, that's fine.
Yeah, no, definitely want to ramp this up, because we're doing good, we're doing fine, we've got a structure and things work well, but I feel like if we take it to that next level, you know, things will get better and only bigger for us.
I think a really big thing that we could try to do, and I'd have to ask again, what's her name, Marley. But we could try and do like a live panel at a con, like a live episode at a con.
Oh, that would be rad.
Yeah.
All in due time. But I think that we're only tapping into the tip of the iceberg of our potential, and it's only going to get bigger from here.
Just the tip.
So thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. We really do appreciate you, and you don't go unnoticed in our eyes. But that concludes our anniversary episode. It's been quite the ride. But as always, you can follow us on social media. On Facebook at The Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcorp Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search The Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
And if you want to celebrate another year with us, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorppodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to bonus content and extra episodes. We'd like to thank our Nerd Corporate backers, Glenn the Simp, Phil McLaurin, and Jake Hurst, and our Nerd Financial investors, Kim Nichols and Dallin Gilbert. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
If you can't commit to a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/nerdcorepodcast. We want to have the best loot, the best equipment, and give you the best nerdy listening experience, and that is one of the best ways to do that. So for the Nerd Corporation, on behalf of Derek Reese, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I am Cole. The best Spider-Man movies are the Raimi movies, Simper. Suck a dick, Eddie.
I don't have anything. I'm Nick Lewis.
And I'm Tepid News.
Keep it nerdy, y'all.